The national animal of Russia is the brown bear. The vast expanse of Russia, stretching from the Baltic Sea to the Pacific Ocean, encompasses diverse ecosystems that support an extraordinary array of wildlife. Among all the magnificent creatures that inhabit this enormous territory, none captures the essence of Russian wilderness quite like the brown bear, Ursus arctos. While Russia has never officially designated a national animal through legislative decree, the brown bear has emerged as the unofficial symbol of the nation, representing strength, resilience, and the untamed spirit of the Russian landscape. The brown bear, Russia's unofficial national symbol. The brown bear's association with Russia runs deeper than mere symbolism. These powerful mammals have roamed Russian territories for millennia, establishing themselves as apex predators across the country's forests, mountains, and tundra regions. The bear's prominence in Russian culture, folklore, and national identity has solidified its status as an unofficial national animal, appearing on everything from political cartoons to Olympic mascots. Unlike many countries that have formally proclaimed their national animals through official channels, Russia's relationship with the brown bear has evolved organically through centuries of coexistence. This relationship reflects not just the animal's biological significance, but also its cultural importance in shaping Russian identity and international perception. Physical characteristics and subspecies. Brown bears represent one of the largest terrestrial carnivores on Earth, and Russian populations showcase remarkable diversity in size and appearance. Adult males, called boars, can weigh between 130 to 680 kilograms, while females, known as sows, typically range from 90 to 180 kilograms. The significant variation in size largely depends on geographic location, food availability, and seasonal conditions. The most notable Russian brown bear populations include the Eurasian brown bear, which dominates western and central regions, and the massive Kamchatka brown bear, found on the Kamchatka Peninsula. Kamchatka bears rank among the largest brown bears globally, with some individuals reaching weights exceeding 600 kilograms. Their impressive size results from abundant salmon runs and relatively undisturbed habitats. Russian brown bears display varying coat colors, from light cinnamon to dark chocolate brown, often with lighter-tipped guard hairs that create a distinctive grizzled appearance. Their thick, dense fur provides essential insulation against harsh Russian winters, while their powerful build enables them to navigate diverse terrains from dense forests to open steppes. These bears possess remarkable physical adaptations for their environment. Their massive shoulders house powerful muscles that enable them to dig, climb, and manipulate objects with surprising dexterity. Long, curved claws serve multiple purposes, from excavating dens to catching salmon, while their keen sense of smell surpasses that of domestic dogs by a factor of 7. Geographic distribution across Russia. Russia harbors the world's largest brown bear population, estimated between 100,000 to 120,000 individuals. This substantial population spans virtually every Russian region, from the Ural Mountains to the Far East, making Russia home to approximately 60% of the global brown bear population. The Siberian taiga provides ideal brown bear habitat, offering vast wilderness areas with minimal human interference. These boreal forests supply abundant food sources, including berries, nuts, fish, and various mammals. The region's extreme seasonal variations have shaped bear behavior patterns, particularly their famous hibernation cycles. European Russia supports significant bear populations, particularly in the northern regions around Arkhangelsk and the Komi Republic. These western populations often encounter more human activity, but have adapted to coexist with rural communities, though not without occasional conflicts. The Russian Far East, including Primorsky and Khabarsk regions, hosts some of the most pristine bear habitats remaining on Earth. Here, brown bears share territories with other apex predators like Amur tigers, creating unique ecological dynamics rarely observed elsewhere. Kamchatka Peninsula deserves special mention as a brown bear stronghold. This remote volcanic region supports an estimated 20,000 bears, representing one of the highest bear densities globally. The peninsula's numerous salmon-bearing rivers provide exceptional feeding opportunities, supporting the region's famously large bear populations. Habitat and behavior patterns. Brown bears demonstrate remarkable habitat flexibility, occupying diverse environments across Russia's vast territory. From dense coniferous forests to alpine meadows, coastal regions to Arctic tundra, these adaptable mammals have successfully colonized nearly every available ecosystem. Forest habitats dominate brown bear preferences, particularly the mixed and coniferous forests of Siberia and European Russia. These environments provide essential resources including shelter, diverse food sources, and denning sites. Bears utilize various forest layers, from ground-level foraging to climbing trees for nuts and fruits. Coastal regions, especially along the Pacific, offer unique opportunities for bears to exploit marine resources. Salmon runs create temporary abundance that allows bears to accumulate substantial fat reserves necessary for winter survival. These coastal populations often develop specialized fishing techniques passed down through generations. Brown bears exhibit complex social structures despite their primarily solitary nature. While adult bears typically maintain individual territories, these ranges may overlap, particularly around abundant food sources. Mothers with cubs demonstrate remarkable dedication, protecting and teaching their offspring for up to 3 years. Seasonal behavior patterns profoundly influence bear ecology. Spring emergence from dens coincide with mating season and the critical period of early vegetation growth. Summer represents peak activity periods when bears accumulate body fat and engage in extensive foraging. Autumn brings intensive feeding as bears prepare for winter hibernation. Hibernation, or more accurately torpor, represents one of the most fascinating aspects of brown bear biology. Russian bears typically enter dens between October and December, remaining dormant until March or April. During this period, their metabolic rate drops significantly, allowing them to survive months without eating, drinking, or eliminating waste. Diet and feeding ecology. Despite their classification as carnivores, brown bears are opportunistic omnivores with remarkably diverse diets. Their feeding habits vary dramatically based on seasonal availability, geographic location, and individual preferences. This dietary flexibility has contributed significantly to their success across diverse Russian ecosystems. Plant materials constitute the majority of most brown bears' diets, particularly during spring and early summer. Fresh grasses, sedges, and herbs provide essential nutrients after winter dormancy. As seasons progress, bears incorporate roots, berries, nuts, and other vegetation. Blueberries, cloudberries, and pine nuts represent particularly important autumn foods for fat accumulation. Animal protein plays crucial roles in bear nutrition, especially for reproductive females and growing cubs. Russian brown bears prey on various mammals, from small rodents to large ungulates like elk and wild boar. In coastal regions, salmon represent vital protein and fat sources during spawning runs. Fishing behavior among Russian brown bears demonstrates remarkable skill and adaptability. Different populations have developed unique techniques, from standing in rapids to catch jumping salmon to diving completely underwater. These behaviors often become culturally transmitted within bear families. Insect consumption, while less obvious, provides important nutritional supplements. Bears readily consume ant larvae, beetle grubs, and other insects, using their powerful claws to access these protein-rich resources. Some bears develop specialized techniques for harvesting specific insect species. Human-related food sources unfortunately attract some bear populations, creating potential conflicts. Garbage, agricultural crops, and beehives can become problematic attractants that alter natural behavior patterns and increase human-bear encounters. Cultural significance and symbolism. The brown bear's role in Russian culture extends far beyond biology into the realm of national identity and international recognition. For centuries, the bear has symbolized Russian characteristics, including strength, endurance, and fierce independence. This symbolism appears consistently across Russian art, literature, politics, and popular culture. Ancient Slavic peoples revered bears as powerful spirits connected to the forest and wilderness. Traditional folklore portrayed bears as wise, powerful beings deserving respect and caution. These cultural foundations established deep connections between Russian identity and bear symbolism that persists today. Political cartoons and international media frequently use bear imagery to represent Russia, a practice dating back centuries. The Russian bear became a common metaphor during the Cold War era and continues influencing international perceptions of Russian foreign policy and national character. Russian literature features numerous bear references, From classic fairy tales to modern novels, authors like Alexander Pushkin and Ivan Turgenev incorporated bear symbolism to represent various aspects of Russian society and character. These literary traditions reinforce cultural connections between bears and national identity. The 1980 Moscow Olympics featured Misha the bear as the official mascot, introducing Russian bear symbolism to global audiences. This friendly, anthropomorphized bear helps soften international perceptions while maintaining traditional associations between bears and Russian culture. Modern Russian media and advertising frequently employ bear imagery, from political party symbols to commercial branding. This continued usage demonstrates the enduring relevance of bear symbolism in contemporary Russian society. Conservation status and challenges. While Russian brown bear populations remain relatively stable compared to global standards, they face increasing pressures from human activities and environmental changes. Conservation efforts must address multiple challenges to ensure long-term population viability across Russia's vast territories. Habitat fragmentation represents a growing concern as industrial development, logging, and infrastructure projects reduce wilderness areas. Road construction particularly impacts bear populations by creating barriers to movement and increasing vehicle-related mortality. Mining and energy extraction activities further fragment habitats and introduce disturbances. Poaching poses serious threats to brown bear populations, driven by international demand for bear parts, particularly gallbladders and paws valued in traditional Asian medicine. Enforcement challenges across Russia's enormous territory make combating illegal hunting extremely difficult. Climate change presents emerging challenges for brown bear populations. Warming temperatures alter vegetation patterns, affect berry production, and modify salmon runs that many bear populations depend upon. These changes may force range shifts and alter traditional behavior patterns. Human-bear conflicts increase as human settlements expand into traditional bear territories. Agricultural damage, property destruction, and occasional attacks on humans create negative perceptions that complicate conservation efforts. Effective management requires balancing human safety with bear conservation needs. Conservation efforts and management. Russia has implemented various conservation measures to protect brown bear populations, including protected areas, hunting regulations, and research programs. These efforts recognize the species' ecological importance and cultural significance while addressing practical management challenges. Protected areas across Russia encompass significant brown bear habitats, from small nature reserves to massive wilderness areas like the Great Arctic State Nature Reserve. These protected regions provide refugia where bears can live with minimal human interference while maintaining natural behavior patterns. Hunting regulations attempt to balance traditional hunting rights with population sustainability. Licensed hunting provides economic incentives for conservation while controlling population growth in some regions. However, enforcement remains challenging across Russia's vast territory. Research programs study various aspects of brown bear ecology, from population dynamics to behavioral adaptations. Scientists use GPS collars, genetic sampling, and remote cameras to monitor populations and assess conservation needs. This research informs management decisions and conservation strategies. International cooperation enhances conservation efforts, particularly for transboundary populations shared with neighboring countries. Collaborative programs with Mongolia, China, and Scandinavian countries address migration patterns and shared conservation challenges. Ecological role and ecosystem impact. Brown bears function as keystone species within Russian ecosystems, influencing numerous other species and ecological processes. Their ecological roles extend far beyond their position as apex predators, encompassing seed dispersal, nutrient cycling, and habitat modification. As predators, brown bears help regulate prey populations, particularly ungulates like deer and elk. This predation pressure influences prey behavior patterns, feeding habits, and habitat use, creating cascading effects throughout ecosystems. Bear predation also removes disease in weak individuals, potentially improving prey population health. Seed dispersal represents one of bears' most important ecological functions. Bears consume vast quantities of berries and fruits, traveling considerable distances before depositing seeds in their feces. This process facilitates plant reproduction and genetic diversity while enabling vegetation to colonize new areas. Salmon runs create unique ecological dynamics where bears concentrate to feed. Bears transport marine nutrients inland through the consumption and subsequent excretion or death, enriching forest ecosystems with ocean-derived materials. This nutrient subsidy supports enhanced plant growth and increased biodiversity. Bears modify habitats through their digging behavior, creating disturbances that benefit other species. Excavation sites provide opportunities for pioneer plant species while creating microhabitats used by small mammals and birds. These activities contribute to habitat heterogeneity and ecosystem diversity. Scavenging behavior helps maintain ecosystem health by removing carrion and recycling nutrients. Bears consume carcasses of animals that died from various causes, preventing disease spread and returning nutrients to ecological cycles. Future prospects and research directions. The future of Russian brown bear populations depends on continued conservation efforts, scientific research, and adaptive management strategies. Understanding emerging challenges and developing innovative solutions will be crucial for maintaining healthy bear populations across Russia's changing landscape. Climate change research represents a critical priority as warming temperatures alter bear habitats and food sources. Scientists must understand how changing conditions affect bear behavior, reproduction, and survival to develop appropriate management responses. Long-term monitoring programs will track population responses to environmental changes. Genetic research provides insights into population structure, connectivity, and adaptation mechanisms. Understanding genetic diversity within and among populations helps identify conservation priorities and guide translocation efforts. Genomic studies may reveal adaptive traits that help bears cope with changing conditions. Human-bear conflict mitigation requires innovative approaches that protect both humans and bears. Development of bear-resistant technologies, early warning systems, and community-based conservation programs may reduce negative interactions while maintaining bear populations near human settlements. Technology applications continue expanding research capabilities and management effectiveness. Satellite tracking, remote sensing, and artificial intelligence applications enhance monitoring capabilities while reducing research costs. These technologies provide unprecedented insights into bear ecology and behavior. Conclusion: the brown bear status as Russia's unofficial national animal reflects both biological reality and cultural significance. These magnificent creatures embody the wild character of Russian landscapes while serving crucial ecological roles across diverse ecosystems. Their presence connects modern Russia to ancient traditions and natural heritage that spans millennia. Conservation of Russian brown bear populations requires continued vigilance and adaptive management as environmental conditions change and human pressures increase. The species' remarkable adaptability and Russia's commitment to wilderness conservation provide reasons for optimism, but ongoing challenges demand sustained attention and resources. The brown bear's symbolic importance extends beyond Russian borders, representing wilderness values and natural heritage that resonate globally. As climate change and habitat loss threaten wildlife populations worldwide, Russia's brown bears serve as flagship species for conservation efforts and symbols of hope for maintaining wild spaces in an increasingly developed world. Understanding and protecting these iconic animals ensures that future generations can experience the awe and respect that brown bears inspire while maintaining the ecological integrity of Russian wilderness. The bear's roar will continue echoing across Russian forests, mountains, and tundra, reminding us of our connection to the natural world and our responsibility to preserve it for posterity.